Kia ora everyone, welcome back to the channel. The colouring journal is on the desk. It's the end of the month, so it must be time for the community's favourite video, completed pages. So this is everything that I coloured in the month of March. Yes, March, we're in April now. March 2025. The month of March, yeah. I didn't do as much as I normally do. I still managed to do 25 pages, which is a bit, but I can do, 40s and 50s. But I did take quite a bit of time off in March because I needed some me time. So, yeah, there was a bit of colouring, but there was also a lot of self-care time, and a lot of the colouring that I did was also simpler colouring. But we'll go into stats at the end. Let me show you the pages to begin with. Let's move that out of the way. You know, things have been tough because my nails have all been bitten down again. And one day I'll get the fakes back on, but not right now. One of the other things that happened in March was I ended up buying a lot of new colouring books. Like a lot of new colouring books. So I really focused on trying to make sure I coloured in those colouring books as well, because like so much of my collection is worked, so I wanted to make sure I was working them. So I'll start with these Kaleidoscope colouring ones here. This is Dragon Dreams. You can see it's got this little pouch on the front, and originally that had some markers in there. I probably should just remove it, but also I don't know, this Kawaii Cafe one is exactly the same. Now these are Shutterstock art. I try to avoid buying these sort of books now, but yeah, I did a bit of a self-care shop up in March, so we ended up buying a few books that I normally try to avoid buying. But yeah, this one is basically all dragons, and it's pretty cute. I do like colouring dragons. There's a random word search in there. Random puzzles, but it's mostly all colouring. It is also single-sided. The paper's terrible, but you can still do a bit in there, and I had a lot of fun with this one. So this one is just alcohol markers, and then Faber-Castell classic coloured pencils. So very cheap alcohol markers, very cheap coloured pencils. I probably could have pushed the shading a little bit more, but yeah. I know, I was just having fun with it, just playing, and for something that I did relatively quickly, I was pretty pleased with how this one turned out. So that is Dragon Dreams by Kaleidoscope Colouring, which is by Hinkler. And then Kawaii Cafe. Let's move that down there. Same idea of a book. Again, it's Shutterstock art, so probably have a lot of these images in some of my other very similar style books, but sometimes these are good just mindless colouring books. And I did this one here. So again, this is alcohol markers and Faber-Castell classic colour, just cheap pencils, cheap markers. And then I got some metallic gel pens that I was playing with, and a couple of paint pens that I was playing with as well for just some of the details. Just keeping it simple, but fun. I didn't worry about a background. I felt like it didn't need a background. But yeah, really simple colouring, but it's what I needed. A lot of this month, there was a big section where I just did simple colouring, so you will see there is quite a few like that coming up for now. But yeah, that is Kaleidoscope Colouring Kawaii Cafe. It's not all simpler colouring. I do have some very detailed pages coming at the end. Now these two I found when I popped into Whitcool, so by Sunny Vibes, and they are, of course, our cute and comfy, cute and cozy, cute and easy style colouring books, but you can see they're significantly bigger. So I was like, well, that's interesting. Let me grab them. So I did. The neat thing about these ones too is they also come with an inbuilt card so that you can protect your page. So that was very nice of them. But yeah, it's your classic, like, we've seen these images 101 times now. You know, classic, cute and cozy colouring style book, but just a bit bigger. Now, I will say that some of the line weights feel very different. Like, you can see the boldness around here, and then we've got some there that's even thinner in certain places. Like, some of those line weights feel a bit different. Like, they've just resized different things, and I don't know how I feel about that, but again, it was cheap, and it was just for some brainless colouring one night. I just slapped this one together. Again, I was trying to use up, I've got a bunch of old alcohol markers that I'm trying to work my way through, pull out all the dead and dying ones. So that's what I used here. I was also having a really bad hands night, so some of my Posca outlines are really atrocious, or some of my paint pen outlines. So yeah, I was doing the best that I can on a night where I probably shouldn't have been colouring, but I wanted to, and I just was like, let's just go for it. So yeah, that's why some of my highlight lines are absolutely awful. It's like, I don't care. I'm just playing around here. And it did the job. It was fun to play around with. Again, over the lines. Not the best colouring. Could have done more shading, all that sort of stuff. But sometimes this is what you need. I also have a cat desperately trying to get up on the desk. So if you hear little meows, it is a cat. Right, and this one is Happy Street, and again we've got the same thing where we've got the protection sheet, and this one has a few more of like outdoor style activities. And I did this one here, same idea, just simple colouring, just a bit of flat colour, a bit of a paint pen highlight, not worrying too much about shading, not getting too fancy, just doing the best that I could do at the time for what I wanted to do. My Hello Shadow. Needs a little bit of glitter on this one too, because glitter. So yeah, not the most fanciest thing in the world, but sometimes that's what you need. So that was Happy Street by Sunny Vibes. Oh, there's Shadow. Off the book, please. That should hopefully. Alright, and then I got the Coco Wyo books. Now these are the Penguin House ones, I believe. Yeah, Penguin Publishing, that they got the deal to produce a couple of books for. I found them in Whitcoulls. If you're in New Zealand, Kmart actually has them way cheaper, but they're out of stock online. I don't have a Kmart locally, and yeah, I can't get them from Kmart basically. So I did choose to get them from my Whitcoulls, which is, I think it's $12 in Kmart and the $21 in Whitcoulls. So it's quite a significant price difference. But again, I was impulse shopping, mood shopping. And this one's really cute. We've got a lot more consistent line weight. The paper is a lot thicker than any of my other cute and cozy books. And it's just super duper cute. So yeah, I made a point of doing a page in each of them. So this one here, this one I did a little bit more shading on. It is still an alcohol marker base, but I did pull out the pencils and do some shading. I gave everything a bit of a golden highlight, like the sun is reflecting on it. Of course, glitter in the sky, because we love glitter. So again, this is alcohol markers, Faber-Castell Classic Colour, some paint pens and stickles and various glitter glues to highlight and sparkle. Yeah, very, very cute. And then the other one is Cozy Corner. That was Cozy Cuties, if I didn't say. These are both by Coco Wyo. I don't know if I've been actually saying the book titles. I'm a bit out of it. But this one is really neat because it's like, there's some that are, where's one of those corner shop ones? Like that, with the 3D isometric ones. I'm looking forward to doing some of those. But I wasn't really sure where to start, so I just started with the first page, and you can already see that it's starting to yellow because it's cheaper markers. Is it yellowing the page behind just a little bit? It's okay. Again, cheap markers. What are you going to do? You buy more expensive non-yellowing markers is what you do. But I'm not worried. So again, this one is just me working flat with alcohol markers. And then I had a bunch of metallic glittery pens that I wanted to try out. So I used that for the details instead of my usual paint pens. So I added in like some extra brickwork on the house. I did pull out stickles for the little bear because I thought that would be really cute. Doing like the little mushrooms and the flowers and little dots on the grass. So just adding in different textures with the metallics instead of the paint pens that I usually do, which was quite fun for something different. Yeah, again, it's very simple. It's very flat. I didn't do shading on that one. Sometimes I don't want to do shading. And this month it was a lot of brainless colouring and just whatever. So these books worked well for that. Those were the two Coco Wyo ones. Right, I believe that is all the cozy colouring. And now we get on to some other books. So the first one I'll show you is a whip that will be rolling over. I did not get much done in this Fern Calloway Fae Fantasy book. I had based this page last month and literally I just managed to get in here. I did a bit of work with pencils and it's not even entirely finished. But that is all I managed to do is just colour outside the window. So we've still got a lot more work to do on this one. Barely got anything done. But, you know, we started, which is the point. And I still want to figure out what to do up here to, if I don't like this big spot of white, I might use whatever pink I use on here and just sort of shade it up here. Maybe bring some orange or something. I don't know. I'll work that part out, but I don't like this big area of white, so I need to bring something up to fill that in. But yeah, hopefully this month we will get the rest of this page done. I am recording it so that I can do it as a time-lapse video, and then I will be putting the question to you all as to what page we go to next, because this is a choose your own adventure colouring book, and basically we're going to follow an adventure and colour it as we go along on our adventure. So I'm looking forward to getting that one finished. This is by Critical Role. The illustrator is somewhere around here. Cameron Grant. Really love their style. I'm really looking forward to getting more into the story. I want to go exploring and find out more of the story. So I think it's going to be real fun. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some more done on that one this month. The next one that I have is Fledgling Fairies. This is by Christine Karen and produced by Colouring Heaven. This is officially my most completed colouring book because I managed to do 2 pages in here this month, which leaves 5 pages to go in this book. So all going well in April, I could finish this book if I wanted to. I'm not going to push myself to do it, but we're definitely in the home stretch with this book. This book could be done, and it might be my first ever completed book, which is exciting. So the first one I'm going to show you is Fairy Besties, which is this cute little page here. Super, super adorable. So I started by using watercolor paints for the background, and then it is alcohol markers that I use to base the little Fae friends. Then I came in with some polychromos pencils just to shade, and a few different glitters for like their wings and the little details and bits and pieces. Just little touches. There's a little bit of metallic gel pen on this one here. Yeah, very simple but very cute. I do love how it came together. I always love how these ones come together. And then the other one that I did was Fairy Flower Crown. I just really wanted to play around with a bit of a monochromatic look. So I was playing around with lots of different reds and pinks. This one is super, super cute. So again, it is watercolor and then alcohol markers to base a little Fae. Polychromos pencils for shading. There is Liquitex gold acrylic ink for the little butterflies on the side, and Mod Podge extreme glitter for the wings. And I put a little details on the flowers and gave it eyeshadow and lipstick that's also glitter. Because why not? Glitter. And yeah, very bright red, but I do like how it came together. It's just fun to play around with a bit of a monochromatic palette, as I was saying. So yeah, now I've just got 5 more pages left to go in here, and this whole issue's done, which is pretty exciting. And then I pulled out Brambly Hedge Festive Colouring Book, and I really wanted to work in here, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to work on, and so I was just like, oh, we'll just do this cover page, right? And we'll just colour this little ring of plants and berries, or bramble berries, and I'll just do some splatters and some watercolour and just play around, and it'll be a cute introduction to the book. Did not account on this happening with my shimmer sprays. They completely bled through and separated and just absolutely ruined the page behind it. You can see it even accidentally spread a little bit onto there and went through to there. Like, it really bled through. And I had like a protection sheet here too, by the way. So yeah, this was a lot of bleed through. And I'm gutted because I love this introduction page. So I'm going to probably have to use Prismas and work really hard to like block out these characters, or try and figure something else out, because I freaking love these introduction pages. I should have started here. I almost thought about starting here and just working on like a character at a time, but I was like, oh, it's so much work. I just want something quick and easy. I should have done these guys. And then if it bled through, I'm not too worried about that page there, you know? And it would have been a good way to test the paper. I just did not realize that this paper was so extremely absorbent. Like, I was expecting maybe a little bit of shadowing, like a little bit like that. That's fine. I can easily work over that. But this big splatter, that's going to be a problem. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do there. I'm a bit gutted because it's a very cute colouring book, but that really wasn't the plan. So I will figure something out. If I can find someone with a copy of this book, I may be able to get a copy of this page, and I could work on the copy instead. And then just slot it in or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out in the future. But for now, at least we got a page done in here. Alright, I did a couple of PDFs because if you weren't aware, I host a monthly hashtag called AWA Fabulous Freebies. So this was March's Fabulous Freebies. This is by Morgan O'Brien. It's just a really cute matchstick mouse page. Now this one wasn't originally the plan for March. The one that I've pulled for April was the one I was originally wanting to do in March. However, because of how I was doing with February, March, I wanted to pick out something very, very simple. And I felt like this was a very good, simple page. So that's why I decided to swap last minute and do this page by Morgan O'Brien. And so this is my variation here with all this fun gold splatter about. I had so much fun doing this. So I used some gel crayons that I have gotten. These things here. Whoops. Half the container's popping out. Good job. These are by Montmartre, but they are just like a no-name or white label product. So I'm sure these many other equivalents in many other brands. But yeah, these are the Montmartre ones. They're not bad. Not the best thing in the world, but they work. They do the job. So I use that for the background. And then for Matchstick herself, I used alcohol markers to base. And then I went over it with pencils to do a bit of shading. A little bit of paint pen for some like eye shinies and nose shinies. And then I used Liquitex gold acrylic ink to splatter all around as well, just to add that little touch on top. And I just wanted to like fill out that background a bit more. But I really like how that came together. It was one of the reasons why I liked this page so much, was there was so much potential for what you did around it as well. There's been some amazing entries so far into this month's fabulous freebies. So I will probably do the same thing I did in February, where I'll put 2 months together and do a big gallery slideshow of everybody's work. So we'll do all of March's and all of April's in another month or so. But I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has participated in fabulous freebies. The April fabulous freebie is by Jen Racine, and oh my god, it is so cute. This is one where I knew I wanted to do this one straight away. So I'll insert a picture here of April's fabulous freebies, but it's this cute astrology cats mini layout. Jen Racine actually has a astrology cats book, which by the way I think I'm going to get because it looks fabulous, but these are like simplified chibi versions, and it's like a little minis page, and I just think it's so adorable and will be so fun to colour, and it's just lots of little cats, so it's quite simple but with enough detail that I think will be really fun. And you can just break it down and do a element at a time. But yes, it is a gorgeous page. I'll make sure I link down below where to get it from and the details. You can also check out my community tab because I have a post there with all the details in there too. And be sure to check out Jen Racine. She actually commented on the post and is really curious about seeing everyone's work and may even participate as well. So how cool is that? So be sure to check it out and give her a follow on Instagram too, and check out her books and stuff, because yeah, she seems really lovely, and I'm so excited to do this one. As I said, it was meant to be in March's, but I needed simpler, so I swapped to this one, which I don't mind because this is also gorgeous and Morgan O'Brien is also lovely. Anyway, so as well as the gorgeous Matchstick Mouse fabulous freebies page, I also did this one. So this was February's fabulous freebies page, and this is by Malpamini Chatsapanagatu. Now I never managed to get to this in February, which is why I was starting it in March. So I was playing a little bit of catch up, and I had a lot of fun playing around with this. So I used the gel crayons in the background again, as well as a ton of different shimmer sprays. So we've got lots of purple and gold shimmer sprays, as well as gold Liquitex acrylic inks, alcohol markers to colour in all our plants here and little creatures. And then I used some stickles in the centre of the flowers, so there's a bit of glitter. That gold Liquitex I also used on all the butterflies, so it's almost like all these little dots around could be more butterflies in the distance, which I kind of love. And then a little bit of like Posca to bring back in the centre of the butterflies and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple, but I had a lot of fun with that one, and I kind of worked on them side by side, which is, it's the same time I did that Brambly Hedge introduction page as well. So lots of splatter, lots of mess, but lots of fun. And yes, sometimes I print out a spare copy. So I have a spare copy in here. This is Where It Just Lives. I think I've got, no, January's was Lana Green. And so Lana Green is in my Lana Green folder. This has just got some other bits and pieces that I've gotten printed before. Hey, there's my Coco color chart. Let's fill in. Okay. And yeah, you can see like I've got another Malpamini freebie page there as well that I keep in there. And when I get Jen's page printed, as well as some other ones that I've got downloaded from her website, because she's a lot of freebies, it'll be in there, and that'll be coloured in April. So because I was on Morgan O'Brien's Ko-fi getting the Matchstick Mouse fabulous freebie, I decided that it was time to also purchase a couple more Morgan O'Brien books, because I do love his work. I don't have a lot of his Matchstick Mouse series, but I decided to get the big adventure colouring book because this one is gorgeous. And of course there is, sneak peek there is a Kiwi page, and I thought about starting with that one, but then something about the koala just called to me. I was like, no, I'm actually going to start with the koala. I just really like the koala. So this is where we started. So I used alcohol markers to colour everything, to base it, and then I came in with the pencils. Again, this is a Faber-Castell classic colour. Really simple. I did think about putting glitter on that pink sky. I thought that would be quite cute as well, but I was just happy with it like that. It's very simple, very quick. A little bit of paint pen to bring in the koala no shine, but yeah, just a very simple page. And again, that's what I needed. Morgan O'Brien's pages are very good for simple pages. So yeah, I just got the one done in here, but I thought it was really cute and I really like that. So I got the Big Adventure coloring book. Again, another new book that month. And then the other Morgan O'Brien books I got, I already had Any Day, and I love Any Day. I've done a lot in Any Day, so I decided it was time to also get the Autumn Any Day and then the Winter Any Day. And I put it all in the same clear file because I was like, well, they all kind of go together. So it's like a mega Any Day book, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I've done a lot in regular Any Day, so I was like, okay, let's get the other ones. And so I made sure I did a page in each of the new ones. So the first one is this one here in the fall one. So I have a preset color palette that I use for Annie, and it uses water-based markers. They're actually Crayola Super Tips, and I color onto a piece of glass or a piece of plastic, and then I pick it up with a water brush and I use it like watercolor. And that's how I've always done Annie, and I like keeping that consistent. So I did that here. I used water-based markers to color everything. I also used some washi tape, so her skirt and her bandana here are all done in washi tape, and I pre-shaded underneath with the marker directly. I drew in the shadows. I laid the tape down, cut it out very carefully, and then added in like some highlights anywhere it needed highlights for the folds. I used Mod Podge Extreme Glitter on the background here for the sky because I love doing glittery skies, and a bit of gold metallic gel pen for the edge of the shawl here. And then because it kept on dying on me, because my gold is running out on Posca, it kept on dying on me, I accidentally on here activated the Posca, because if you've ever used Posca, you like can push down on the little nibs, especially with the pin type, but it can have little rims, and that's what happened here. And it's got this like cool little pattern from me accidentally activating a pen here, so I was like, keep going. So yeah, we've got a little pattern on here as well, which is totally by accident, but super cute. So that one was really fun. And then I did a page in winter as well. I did the ice skating page. So again, I'm using water-based markers, Crayola Super Tips primarily, to colour everything. And then I did use washi tape again for her outfit because I thought it would be super, super cute. So I love the way her outfit pops. Wish I'd used a slightly different colour for her boots. I was trying to match the green of her outfit, but yeah, it just kind of comes up yellow. It's a bit odd, but other than that, I really like how it all came together. And of course, a ton of Mod Podge Extreme Glitter because snow. So I just covered all that background area with glitter. It'll be a lot easier if I took it out of the plastic, but they're a real pain to take out of the plastic. So, especially in a chunky colouring clear file like this. So it was Morgan O'Brien's Any Days in winter and fall. And then the other digital colouring book that I brought this month, which you can't tell because the cover page is behind this one, is Colouring Heaven Fantasy Romance Special, which is this image again. This clear file is one page too short to fit this entire book comfortably because these 40 pictures, but these 42 pages. So I just slot that one in front, and it means that everything just fits in because we don't need the back cover or the front cover. But yeah, this one is by Fabiana Chidi. It is the latest Colouring Heaven special, and I saw it and I was like, you know what, I really like it. I like Fabiana Chidi's work. I think it's really gorgeous. I'm going to get that. So I did indeed buy the PDF, and then because it was a new book and I got it printed, I wanted to get a page done in here. So I did the Gentle Queen page, which I am going to take out of the plastic because there's a bit of shimmer on here that you won't see otherwise, if it'll let me. Ooh, okay, the gold's sticking in place. Good to know. You can see it's already starting to yellow underneath as well, because again, alcohol markers, cheap alcohol markers. So yes, indeed, this is based with alcohol markers, very cheap ones, and then I used polychromos pencils on top to shade everything. There's also on the purple and on the pink, there is like and this pink up here, there are Kmart glitter brush pen sets that they have that comes in like a pink set, a red set, a green set, and a blue set, and I got each of those sets, and it's just like this beautiful, slightly shimmery paint pen set, and I just really like the effect of them, so decided to do a few details with those. There's also gold metallic gel pen, which I use for the pattern of her outfit, which obviously I put this away before it was entirely dry, so we have got little bits on here, which is going to be fun, as long as it lines up alright. Should be good. It'll be alright. But yeah, I really like how that one came together. I love the richness of it, and all the different folds and the little outfit. I think it's really cool. It's a really neat issue. I really like it. I don't get every Colouring Heaven now, but I do buy digital copies, especially if it's something I really like. So yeah, that is Colouring Heaven Fantasy Romance Special. And then we have Midnight Tea Party for Stuffed Animals. Now this one is actually a buddy colour, and the cat has drooled on the front when he jumped on the desk. There we go. Yes, so this one is a buddy colour. This is a buddy with the wonderful Jess from Colouring Bumblebee. And we worked on the kitty cat page. So I will show you Jess's gorgeous version here. I love her cat. I wish I had done a black and white cat for mine. It's so cute. I love how hers turned out. And it's just very sweet, but also very clean looking. I like how clean hers looks. And then this is my one here. So I was matching the page that I've already done in here, which was primarily done with just Inktense pencils. So I was matching that vibe and just working with the Inktense pencils. I did pull out the gel crayons for the background a little bit. I think it was the gel crayons. Or was it Neocolor 2s? Actually, it might have been Neocolor 2s, actually, now that I think about it. And then there's a few gel pens and paint pens for the center of the flowers. And then on the background itself, I did dot in some glitter glue, just in little areas. But yeah, I decided I wanted to do like pinks, purples, blues, and then browns, like tan and chocolate brown. I wish I'd swapped that tan and chocolate brown to maybe a black and brown, or yeah, the yellow doesn't quite work in here, but that's okay. It's still pretty. I still really like it. I just feel like your attention is always going to be drawn here because of this bright yellow here. If I maybe did a bright yellow up here, it would help balance it a bit, but that's okay. It is what it is. It's still cute. I still love this book. It's still a very, very cute book. So there's Midnight Tea Party for Stuffed Animals by Poochie. We have Rita Berman's My Journey Through Asia. This one was a stream bonus page because I happened to finish what I was working on stream one day, and so I wanted to carry on streaming, and we did. And we almost completed this one too. Got very, very close, and then I just did a little bit more off camera. But that is the train page. That is what the chat voted on. And so we turn this into the Glitter Express. I believe it was a Trans-Siberian train to begin with. We turned it into the Glitter Express, and then this is our conductor kitty who conducts a train. I don't know, just cute little lore about it. So there is also a lot of glitter that's been used on the page. So I used Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils to colour in, and then a little bit of different paint pens to do like stars and the dots, and a gold Posca to do all like the little gold letters and the gold sign, and a fine liner to write in Glitter Express. And then this is Stickles and Twinkle for on the cloud itself. It's a pink and blue reflect glitter. On here is Deco Art Glamour Dust. So these are really fine little glitter on our kitty. And then this purple is the Kmart glitter brush pens. And I did that because this area just felt empty. So I just filled it in with a bit of the purple just to sort of fill it, because it felt very like, why is this empty? But yeah, I really like how that came together for just an impulse page. It's really, really neat. I'm very happy with it. There's Rita Berman's My Journey Through Asia. Alright, and then we have a few books here. The Lunar Chronicles. I finally did a page in here. Again, another impulse last minute page. But I did this page of Queen Lavana. And so I used Albert Dürer watercolor pencils to base, and then Polychromos pencils to shade on top. And the Kmart glitter pens, again, I use them a lot this month, so both the red and the green are both those Kmart pens. The red's not looking overly shiny, the green might have a little bit. I also used a silver metallic gel pen to do her crown as well. So quite simple colouring, but yeah, just really effective. And it was nice to get a page done in here. This is an excellent series if you need a series to read. It's basically futuristic fairy tales. It's very cool. But yeah, this is the Lunar Chronicles colouring book by Marissa Meyer. It is illustrated by Catherine Gee. And it's a really cute colouring book, especially if you like the series. I got a page done in Dream Voyage by Malpamini Chatsapanagatu. New release this month. This one was, I put it to a chat vote to be like, hey, what do we want to colour today? And chat voted to work on this page here. See my little post-it from them voting. And I'm glad they did, because I really enjoyed working on this page. It looks a bit chaotic. Yes, I hear you, Shadow. You're not coming up again. Looks a little chaotic, but it was a lot of fun. So I used water-based markers to colour a lot of it. The background uses Neo Colour 2 for that galaxy sky. We use various like metallic gel pens, glitter gel pens, different bits and pieces to do like the planets in the sky, or like little highlights on the castles, or like the little patterns on the bridge here. Bits and pieces like that. The clouds here have also got a little bit of pink pencil. I believe it's a Polychromos, just to like give a little pink edge to the clouds. And then for the Fae themselves, I used a bunch of different glitters. And so all the Faes are just literally covered in glitter. I did use a Polychromos just to colour in their skin quickly. But then I used Deco Art Glamour Dust in white for their hair. Stickles for their dresses. So, like, I believe the orange one is grapefruit. That one is mermaid's tail. We've got lime, and then I think it's ocean for the blue one up here, because they're each different colours. And then their wings, I use this generic glitter gel paint that I have that has like little rainbow chunky bits in it. So 3 different types of glitters on here, which is really fun. And yeah, it's a bit chaotic, but I like how it came together. Shadow, you're not coming up. He's determined to come up on the desk today. He's already been up. He's had some treats. He needs to not come up. But yeah, thank you to everyone on stream who suggested this one. I had a lot of fun with it. And I really like how it came together. And it meant I worked on another new book. the other new book that I worked in was Kirby Selections Wondrous Animals. This was my last untouched Kirby Roseanne's until I get Dark Fairy Tales. My pre-order has been delayed for some reason. It's incredibly frustrating. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. I might just give up and go and buy a local copy because I want it. But in the meantime, I have now worked in every single one of my Kirby's. I own every Kirby, including all the compilations, and this is the last unworked one. And so I did these jellyfish, or squid. I love doing octopus and squid and sea creatures, basically. Oh, shadow. 2 seconds. Sorry about that. I have a handmade, hand-beaded dress that is a cosplay that lives in a closet in here, and he was deciding to use it as a climbing pole. So, no. Yes, so anyway, back to the spread here. I started with watercolors, which I used in the background. I covered the whole page in that, and then I pulled out Pablo colored pencils and used those to shade in the octopus. And then I just used various metallic markers to colour in all the little bits and pieces that were around. And yeah, it was quite simple. Kept the colour palette relatively like samey, you know, purples, blues, greens. And then when I did the metallics, I just let it be whatever. And yeah, I like how it came together. It's very simple. The little creatures were a lot of fun. Could have done more detail on them, but you know, it was fun, did the job, and I like the contrast of the detailed shading on the squid and then just doing something simple for these little creatures. The little doodles, I think, are quite fun to colour. So yeah, it was great to get that one done, and that was the last untouched book of my Kirby's, as I was saying. Kirby Selection Wondrous Animals. Right, we got 2 more. I have not trimmed the protection sheet in these yet, so I've still got to go ahead and do that. So the first one I have is this spread here. So this is Alien Worlds, also by Kirby Roseanne's, and this is the last page in my Water Kingdom. So it was pretty straightforward. I had the formula down packed for how I worked this kingdom by this stage, so it was just keeping it similar vibes, which is Liquitex acrylic inks. And so I had pre-prepped the page with Liquitex clear gesso, and then I used various inks in different blues and greens and a bit of yellow, and I just went in, shaded the planet, shaded around here, and just let it go everywhere. And then I pulled out black matte acrylic paint, and I blocked out the background, and I painted very carefully around all this chaos. And then I pulled out some black ink and grey ink and used that to shade in here, different greens and golds, and just very carefully shaded around here. And then I pulled out glitter gel paint, and I loaded up this planet with glitter gel paint. It is so glittery. As well as there's a little bit on the asteroid belt. Luckily, it doesn't show up too badly against the background. There's a little bit depending on the light, but it's not too bad. I should have really glittered it before I did the black, but oh well. But yeah, I piled it on here, and I piled it on so intensely that it actually reactivated the glitter on this side and made that adhesive again, so it stuck a little bit onto here. So thank God I had a protection sheet down. It's not an issue too. It didn't spread anywhere else around here. It just lifted a little bit in here. I can always add in another coat on that side if I feel like it needs fixing up. But yeah, now the Water Kingdom is entirely done in this book, which is very, very exciting. And so now I'm up to the Techno planet, and I just have to decide how I'm going to approach this planet. I have got a plan in mind. I just need to settle down, figure out my mediums and stuff like that. I'll probably skip I usually skip the first arrival page and start with one of these sort of pages. So I'll probably do the same thing again, but I'm looking forward to it. I also have a plan for the Rock Kingdom planet, so I could also skip ahead to there, and then I just have to figure out what I'm doing for the Fire planet, and we'll be back to the Crystal Kingdom, which I have already done some work in. So we are making a lot of progress in Alien Worlds. It is definitely coming together. That was Planet 3 complete. So yeah, Planet 3 complete plus one planet is about halfway done as well. So almost halfway through the book, to be honest, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, that was Alien Worlds by Kirby Rosales. And then the last one I have for you is my favourite of the month. I hate to have a favourite, but I do. I love this book. I love it so, so much, and I'm not surprised it's my favourite. This is Story of Precious Cats by Naoko Neko, and it is Pirate Kitties. I am finally done with the Pirate Kitties page, and oh my gosh, was it a labour of love? Am I glad it's done? But I do love how it came out in the end. It's just so, so cute. So I used Derwent Inktense to base, and then I went over everything with Polychromos pencils and Pablo pencils. There is some metallic gel pens and paint pens for little details, as well as the Kmart brush pens for the highlights on the water, so they look pink, but then sometimes the light makes them look gold, which I thought would be really fun for those. And then over here, where all the treasure is, I started off with some pearl drops, but I wasn't happy with how the pearl drops look, so I ended up covering the whole lot with stickles for all the treasures. So all the treasures are glittery and very textured. And then the gold coins is Liquitex gold acrylic ink with a little bit of glitter gold gel paint on top as well. So super sparkly, super treasure-like. I thought with, like, these are kids and they're playing pretend pirates, but you know, they're kids. It's very real in their imagination. So it's like, let's just go over the top with the gems and the glitter. And yeah, I really like how it came together. And if you weren't aware, I have a little group on Instagram where we are working on this book together. The idea being that we choose a page to work on, and we'll work on it over a couple of months. So this one was technically meant to be finished last month, but again, we don't count February. February had some stuff. March had some stuff. So I'm glad to get it done at the end of March. For what was March, April page is this treehouse one here. So that's my plan to work on in April. And I'm going to insert a slideshow here of some of the group's fabulous, fabulous work. There are some gorgeous pages in here. Please check out these lovely people on Instagram and just enjoy this beauty. It's a really fabulous group to be a part of, and I want to thank the group for inspiring me to get more done in this book. It's very chill, casual. It's like we work on a page, but also like if you're not in the mood for the page, you're not in the mood for the page. I'm not going to pressure you. Like we set a page every couple of months, but there's no pressure, there's no rush, and like it's not going to be it's like we're only on the second page. It started out originally to be a buddy with Candace, and then a bunch of people joined us for the Pirate Kitty, and then I was like, well, do you guys want to carry on? So yeah, second page that we're doing as a group is the treehouse. A lot of people have also done the character page as well, because a lot of people start here and figure out their color palettes for their cats and then go into the book. And then I have another page that I've already completed as well. So yeah, I got 3 double page spreads done in the book now, which is fantastic. And I'm looking forward to getting more done in here and having more fun with the group. Make sure that's all sealed up. I'm still got to trim my little protection sheet, as you can see. Yeah, that was everything that I coloured in the month of March. So as you can see, I did 25 in total. That included 3 double page spreads, 2 of the PDFs, and 2 of my things were also buddies. Because I had the group buddy of Nico, and then the story, the cat on the letterbox with Jess. So yeah, it's still a good amount for me. It's not a huge amount. I could do a lot more, but I'm happy that I got some stuff done during the month of March because we were pretty out of it. We did have some increases across all the socials, and it's on YouTube. Even though I didn't post a single video for the month of March, we still got 24 new friends, so thank you so much. I say I didn't post a video, I did do quite a few live streams, so even if I'm not posting like structured recorded videos like this, I'm probably still doing live streams. So you know, we hang out, we vibe. We had a lot of new people come and join us in lives, which is amazing. I love when you'll come out and hang out with me as we colour and work on stuff together. It's absolutely wonderful, and I love hanging out with y'all. So thank you to everyone that has joined us. So whips, I had 7 because I finished off Neko. We got down to 6 whips in total. Which is fabulous. We're still under 10. The Fern Callaway already was a whip. I just did some more work on it, so that one didn't create a new whip. So we're still well and truly still single figures for my work in progress pages, which is what I like. I purchased 12 new books, which brought my total up to 268, which we're creeping closer and closer to 300. However, of the 268, I worked 14 unworked books, and 11 of those were from the 12 that I got this month. So that's really awesome. Like, the only book I didn't manage to color in was the Rayo Pepe bilingual coloring book, which is a Kiwi Tereo coloring book that I want to have in my collection regardless. I want to create a little Kiwiana section, so it's a perfect coloring book to add into there. So I got all 11 others done except for that one. And then I also worked 3 other books on my shelf that was unworked, which is just amazing. So we got the what ones did we do? I know Lunar Chronicles was one. Wondrous Animals. And Brambly Hedge. Those were the extra 3 from my shelf that I pulled as well. So that was awesome to get 14 unworked books done, and making sure I'm keeping up with, if I get books in a month, work them that month, because with those 14, my worked percentage is 95.53%. So we're over 95% of my collection worked. We're really close to having touched every single book on my shelf. I currently have 12 books in my collection that are not touched. And like, I just showed that I can work a ton of unworked books in a month. So in theory, if I went hard in April, I could work every single untouched book on my shelf in April. So yeah, it's not necessarily a goal, but I would like to work a couple more and get those books work done, because we're getting there. So yeah, that is everything that I managed to colour in the month of March. We're moving into April. You can see I've already started a few pages there, but nothing's quite finished off. But thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hope you've enjoyed seeing all my pages. I would love to hear what you're up to in April, what you think we should be colouring. Don't forget about fabulous freebies. I would love to see your variation of the page. And yeah, I appreciate you all so much for being here. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!